Hey guys, this is TA with the Training Syndicate, and in this lesson, I'm going to show you how I'm able to find my support and resistance levels on ES. The first thing we want to do when we're looking for levels is start on the longer term time frame. So right now we're looking at the 1 week, and we also want to make sure that we have this magnet icon tapped so that when we do make our levels, all we have to do is hover over that top or bottom of the candlestick, submit our level, and it'll automatically magnet to that tip of that wick that we're looking at. So the first thing we want to do is identify the top and the bottom relative range of whatever we feel is the current range for ES. So if I'm looking at this chart right now, I would say that this bottom here would be the bottom of my range. So I'm going to go ahead and make a price level right there. We're going to color code this as, let's see here. We're going to color code all of our weekly levels gold. Okay, so that's our bottom. We're going to find our top. I think I'm satisfied with this level here. So my range is going to be 3502 at the bottom and 4175 as my top. So once we have our relative top and bottom on the weekly time frame, we are going to find individual levels inside this range where we see aggressive price reaction. What I mean by aggressive is, like, for example, right here, if I mark this level, we see that ES has a strong downtrend followed by a strong bounce. So I'm looking for all of these strong price reactions at the tips of the wick on these weekly candles. And I'm also looking for two or more touches at this level, right? So I just drew 36.39, and we're looking back to 2021, and we can see obviously that there's more than two touches here. There's more than five. So we're going to do the same thing on the weekly time frame, and we're going to keep looking here. So if I'm looking at this one real quick, I immediately see that there's two or more and also a lot of price reaction here, right? So let's mark this. So there's one touch, two touch, three touch, and then a bunch right here. That's 37.23.75. Another one right here. Another one there. And let's put one last one right here. So as you guys can see on this weekly time frame, all of our weekly levels are pretty much almost evenly spaced out. They're not going to be perfect, but this is what we want to start with on the weekly time frame. You're going to have your top and bottom, and inside you're going to have your key support and key resistance, right? The reason why I call them key is because weekly levels are considered stronger levels. I'll talk about that more later once we have all of our levels drawn. So after we have the weekly levels drawn out, we're going to go ahead and zoom in to the daily time frame. And all we want to do here is zoom in to our range. So this is the past, what is this? Since April to October, so about 6-7 months. And what we're going to do is do the same exact thing, except this time we have more data to work with, right? So we see a lot more candlesticks. we're going to see a lot more activity here. So we're going to stay within this range and do the same thing. So I see one right here. And for this daily time frame, we're going to color code everything purple and go from there. So all I'm doing is finding any candlestick wick on the daily time frame that has 2 or more touches. If it has 2 or more, it's going to get a level, and we're going to see how that all looks when I'm done. And you'll see what I'm talking about. And you already noticed that on the daily time frame, we're going to have a lot more levels than the weekly because we could see a lot more candlesticks. We have a lot more wicks to work with, and this is going to be good when it's all done. So you want to make sure that you get as much as you can and keep them, evenly spaced out, because once we zoom in again, our last zoom in is going to be on the 4-hour time frame, and we're going to do the same thing there. So you don't want to get everything, just make sure you're covering, just a general space in here. And we'll do it again one last time. All right. So now that we have both the weekly and the daily time frame levels drawn out, we're going to zoom in one more time here on the 4-hour. And we're going to do this again one last time. So you already see here, right? We didn't see this on the daily, but we see this on the 4-hour, this level right here. A lot of price activity there. So what we're going to do for the 4-hour is color code this again, and we're going to make this teal turquoise color and go from there. All right, so I think this area right here has enough levels for us to work with. And now that we have both or all three drawn out, the weekly, daily, and 4-hour. So what we're looking at here is the beginning of October. I just quickly want to show you guys why I use this strategy for finding levels, right? So now that we have these drawn out, we're going to zoom into the 15-minute time frame. And just looking at the data here for the past 2 weeks, we could see how well that ES reacts to each of these levels, right? These are levels that you can keep on forever. I mean, as long as ES trades within this range, these levels are valid, and ES will react to these levels just as well as it has been for this past month. So we see a lot of consolidation, a lot of ranging, and a lot of bounces at these levels. And because we have them color coded, we can quickly identify which one's a weekly, right? We made those gold. We made all of our purple levels daily, right? The daily time frame. And then our teal one, turquoise one right here is the 4-hour. You can even label these if you wanted to. how do I do that again? Weekly. Right? So you could label each of them weekly and then daily and 4 hour just so it could help you identify. And this is how I used support and resistance to find all of my entries and exits when day trading ES. Thanks, guys.